Hello and welcome to Kedrick Farms. We're here on an episode of the Minnesota Millennial Farmer map by Mapper's Paradise, and it is currently late spring, and we're getting a lot of our spring field work done. We did a little bit of spraying last time, we did a little bit of planting last time, and so we've got all of our soybeans are planted, and now we're putting our corn in. We're probably about it looks like maybe a third of the way done with our corn. If we jump out here into this field, we've got the 8RX here going on the big field here in the back. I think this is like 100 or 120 acre field. And so we're a good third of the way, maybe even a half of the way done with this, with the headlands and everything. So he's going along. We are going to have to probably fill him up soon. And then if we jump over here to the 8R, who is also going here, he left his tanks open. So let's go ahead and see if we can resolve that. I have to stop Courseplay to close the tanks. And he's going, he's just now getting on his first pass after doing the headlands. This is a much smaller field, so I kind of anticipate these guys are going to get done pretty close to the same time. But I also expect we're going to need to fill this 8R up again as well. But I'm going to kind of let the workers go at the planting here. We've done our fair share of planting in the last few episodes. So what I want to do is jump over here into the 4730, which we left last time set up to fertilize this field. We're going to go ahead and get started on that. If I can remember how to lower my boom here. There we go. It is the right mouse button up and down to do that, and then the left mouse button up and down to put it down like so. We're started up. We got sprayer section control going, so we should be able to just fire the sprayer up and dive into it. And this field is not very Courseplay friendly, so we're going to go ahead and do this field manually. And then we will be filling the sprayer up and then trying to get a worker set up for this field across the road here. I think that'll be a good one to test to see if this 4730 is going to work with Courseplay or not. Some mods work, some mods don't, and so I always like to get a handle on whether or not a given mod is working with Courseplay. I have downloaded and installed a couple of additional mods that have just come out as well. Primarily the custom modding team has released their 4940, I believe it is, sprayer. I think it came out yesterday or today possibly, and so I really want to give that a shot. However, since this is a new mod for us and we're just getting started here, I wanted to finish our test and our run through with this before we upgrade. I think getting that new 4940 is going to be a good demo to do on our big fields. If I do that, I can turn off the interface. Good deal. And so, yeah, we're going to pick up the 4940 either later this episode or next episode when we go to spray these two big cornfields. That's going to be a fun test there. I am almost positive that mod supports both the manure system and the sprayer section control mod, much like this mod does. So for those of you on PC, lots of different options here for sprayers now. For those of you on console, if I'm not mistaken, that new 4940 is a console capable mod. I haven't had the chance to check, but I know custom modding tends to make their mods available for console whenever possible, which is exciting. Console players have been getting a lot of good mods lately, so it's really exciting to see both console players getting more mods and more big modders putting their mods out on the mod hub. I know it's a lot of extra work to get things out on the mod hub. There's Giants has some fairly robust standards for mods that get put up there, and so I'm really happy for the community to see modders like custom modding and SID modding and Black Sheep modding's been around. They've got a lot of good mods out there. There's a bunch of other modders out there that are starting to put their mods out there on the mod hub, and that's really exciting because that's the only way they're going to get to console players. So hopefully we see that trend continue. I keep shutting my sprayer off even though I don't need to with the sprayer section control mod. I've got to build new habits now that I don't have to hurry up and stop the spray from coming out to avoid wasting so much money. This has been probably my favorite auxiliary mod that's come out for FS19, the sprayer section control mod. It's just awesome. I want to look and see if there's going to be a way to expand it to handle seed for planters and such at some point. That would be my next big personal project if I ever find time, is to see what I can do to set that up for the planter. It works a little bit different, so I don't know if all the same features and functions are available for the planting / seeding work areas as are available for the sprayer work areas. But I can't think of any reason off of the top of my head that it shouldn't at least be feasible. It seems like the kind of thing that's worth looking into at least. So we will definitely be doing that here at some point, hopefully. I really want to start carving out a little bit of time to work on modding soon, and trying to contribute a little bit to the community from a mod perspective. I do a lot of edits and things like that, and tutorials like the sprayer section control mod tutorial that I did, where you have to do some small tweaks to an existing mod to implement it on. I think it might be fun to do some things like that. So with that, we've been talking for a fair bit here. I'm hoping we can finish up this field before I run out of spray, but that looks extremely unlikely as I'm down to 20 gallons left in the tank here. We do only have this front section, but I am almost certain I'm not even going to make it to the end row here, so we will have to fold this guy back up, and I'm just going to run the sprayer up to the yard and get it filled up here rather than driving the truck out here. I don't know that there's a whole lot of spray left in that trailer after we filled up both of the planters, but hopefully there's enough to fill this up one more time. I think I've got some extra spray set up in one of these black fertilizer containers by the shed. So we should be able to fill up the semi one more time. And that was, speaking of spray, would be a really cool mod to implement a more realistic spray implementation in Farm Sim 19, where instead of hauling around giant containers of pre-mixed spray or pre-diluted spray, however you want to refer to it, most chemical, fertilizer or herbicide, your actual chemical is one of these small pallets that you see behind the blue tanks, and then you just have a bunch of water and it gets mixed together on the fly as you're filling your implement up. But Farm Sim has never quite done it that way. So let's go ahead and fill our spray here. Hopefully I can do this without a lot of hassle, I say, as I get it stuck under the tire. Tell you what, it's probably better if I hook it up to the trailer first anyway. Just pick you up. I think the sprayer might be just a little too close. Oh, he's gonna work. So let's go ahead and pump this all out. Our tire's a little jittery there with the hose pushing on it. You can see in the lower right hand corner there, our gallons are going down in the truck here, so when that number stops, the sprayer is full. Looking good. Oops, I should probably turn the truck off. And then if I just disconnect you, and then I've been finding it's best to just clamp the hoses back on the truck, keep them out of the way. And we are full up on spray already. This is a good deal. So we've got a little bit left in that semi-truck, so hopefully we'll be able to get the planters to finish their field without needing to make a run for more chemical. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to check and see how much chemical we've got in those big black tanks. So without driving a truck up and hooking a hose up, I think, at this point. So we're gonna just hope that we make it right now and see what happens as we do. Go ahead and start getting this guy unfolded here. I'm really anxious to get over in this other field and see if Courseplay is gonna be a problem or not. I find that it's always, I was gonna say 50-50, but it's more like 30-70. Like 70% of the time mods tend to work fine with Courseplay, and then 30% of the time you come across a mod that's got some kind of unique hang-ups with how Courseplay works. A lot of times it's mods that use a custom vehicle type that Courseplay tends to have an issue with. A lot of things just don't tend to be implemented necessarily on some of the custom mods that get put out. Like even Sid Modding's combines that I'm using with Courseplay, they work, but they don't get collision detection on, so the tractor and the combines will just run right into each other, which can be a little entertaining at times. I was kind of expecting this was going to work out better, but we're just going to go straight and then circle back and get this little corner that I'm going to miss, just so that the next round is another straight pass. I guess I could be using Courseplay, or not Courseplay, but GPS to do this, but I'm just free-form driving all over this field right now. Too lazy to set things up. Spraying used to be one of my least favorite jobs in Farming Simulator. But with these bigger sprayers and the addition of section control, I'm actually having a lot of fun doing this. So we've got, what, one more pass here after this. Run there and back to finish up the spray, which should be good. There we go. Yep. Oh, we're just a smidge too far over. There we go. Just gonna whip around here. Take this little pass right here. And then if we look at the map here for field 12, I think the best spot to start is actually going to be back in that the corner we started the planter in last time. So let me maybe turn here and get that. We're just going to leave it unfolded. Drive down our field here. Will we be disappointed, or will Courseplay help us out here? That is the question. And then I want to go check on our planters and see how they're doing. So we're gonna set up a course, generate for field 12. One headland pass should be enough because this thing is super wide. Whoa, we forgot to set our working width, so let's try that one more time. And maybe we'll do 2 headland passes just to keep us out of the wonky area back in there. That's going to work a little bit better, I think. And then if we start at the first waypoint, and I have no idea if spray section control mod works with Courseplay. I don't think it does. I think we tested this at one point and determined that it wasn't going to work. What we do need to do, though, is, I was going to say update our field speed, but maybe we can update our... I don't know why it's limiting itself to 14 miles an hour. But that does seem to be what it's doing. So I guess we'll just let it do its thing. Why is it going 6 miles an hour now? Because that's my reversing speed? No? I don't know. Here, we're gonna play with the settings a little bit. Okay, so now it's going 15. Did I set something to 15? No? Who knows? Alright, we're gonna let him go. He's doing his thing. Let's jump out here and get out of the way for a second. Hop up here with the drone and follow him along for just a bit. Alright, it looks like one of our planters needs to be refilled, so let's zip on over there and check out what's going on. So it looks like our 8RX has run out of seed and fertilizer. So we're pretty close to the end here, so I think what we're going to do is stop Courseplay. Do we need to fold it up? I don't think we need to fold it up. I'm just going to drive it over here. We're going to drive it back to the corner of the field here where the entrance is and refill it over there. And hopefully we'll be able to get him going again here. I think one more refill ought to get him to the end of this field. He's only got a handful of passes left. So we'll just park him right here on the grass in such a way that we can hopefully get that semi-truck in here. So we'll go ahead and bring the fertilizer over first, and then we've got just a little smidge of seed left. We're going to need to get another load of seed here at some point. But let's see what we can do to just get him going again now, and then we'll worry about getting some more seed and fertilizer before or when the 8R needs to be refilled here shortly. It looks like our sprayer has just completed his first headland pass. He's wasting quite a bit of spray there. We still need to try out the pig farm on this map just to see how it works. Whoa, we have gone out of control. That poor sign. And there's the 4730 is out of spray as well. So maybe we'll stop and top him off on the way back here if there's any spray left. There's not a lot of gallons left in this sprayer, or this spray tank on this semi-truck. Alright, well, let's see here. That hose connection is pretty tight up in there. I wonder if I do this, if I can get that hose close enough. That doesn't look close enough. Oh, we bumped into the sprayer frame. That was unfortunate. Oh, we left the drone mode on here. There we go. So if I grab this hose, or hook it up here to the trailer first. And then if I grab it here, we should be able to pump everything back into the sprayer on the, or the spray tank on this planter. Looking good. I don't remember how many gallons it holds. Oh, we got just a little bit left in the sprayer, or in the spray tanker. Let's disconnect all this and toss this back on here. Where did my, whoa, where did it go? We lost it under the truck. There we go. Now we can take this back over and try and fill up this 4730. He's gonna need more than I've got in me, I think, though, to get going. This is like 200 gallons. I think he holds like 800 probably. I'm just hoping he's in a convenient spot to reload his spray before we have to go get some more. Not extremely convenient. I'm thinking, well, we won't do that. Oh. I'm thinking I can just drive him over here and unload it right on the side. We just lost control for a second there. So if we stop the driver, get him set up for when we're gonna be back. And I'm really hoping that these spray arms are high enough. This is where I miss my front connector from the other mod. Oh, but these arms are tall enough as long as I don't hit the exhaust stacks. I think about there seems lined up. We're gonna try that. We might have bumped into a few things. Gotta kind of weasel it in there. There's that. And then if I can hop over it, I didn't have to be this close, it looks like. Oh, I'm flying. Alright, tell you what. We're gonna just do this the slightly easier way. We're making progress. It's getting easier and easier to do things with the hoses. But every once in a while, we just have a little bit of problems still. And it's usually only when I'm recording. Alright, let's pump this 200 gallons over. There we go. Don't stand on the hoses. Bad things will happen. What I wish is that there was an extension hose for the sprayer hoses like there are for the manure hoses. Because then I could park farther away and just hook two hoses together to get them onto my sprayer from a little bit more of a distance, which would be a little bit more realistic. I would never park that close to the trucks when we were loading chemical back on the farm. But this guy looks like he's going now. He's definitely not going to have enough to finish. Oh, that was bad. Got covered in spray there. And we're going to take this back up to the farm. And we're going to go grab the seed and run it out to this 8RX here, hopefully, and get him planting again. And then we likely need to go find another load of seed somewhere. Probably just run up directly to Clock Brothers Seeds with the seed tender and get a full load up there and see how far that gets us. I think one more load in the seed tender should get us through the rest of the planting season. I know that 8R's got to be running low here. Alright, so I park here and I change the direction on this. I should, in theory, be able to pull out of this tank. Woohoo! So yeah, we do have some liquid fertilizer in there, so I'm just going to let that fill up and we will run this little bit of seed that we've got out to that 8RX. So we didn't get very far with the seed here, but we're going to go ahead and take him back out and let him go with the 20% of seed that he does have. And then we'll worry about getting another load here in the truck momentarily and get him refilled if he does run out. I'm still sort of hopeful that he's going to make it with his 20%. I'm not that hopeful though, just because he does use seed slower than he uses the liquid fertilizer, so we'll see how far he gets. In the meantime, that 8R has not complained, and so I'm kind of curious to see how he's doing. He's just driving around completely empty. Okay then. Courseplay, you are fired. Where did you leave off is the question. Looks like you left off somewhere over here. I see some sections that don't look fertilized and sections that don't look seeded. Okay, looks like he came in there and then came back up here. Alright. Courseplay has been disabled. We're going to open up these tanks, park you here, and get you refilled momentarily. Alright, so in the interest of wrapping up on the last bits of the planting here, we have enabled the helper buy option. A little bit of a cheap move here, but otherwise I'm going to be running things back and forth very repetitively for the rest of this episode, and so this is probably a good spot to just admit a little bit of defeat and let the helpers charge us a little bit extra to take care of loading their own seed and fertilizer in those planters. And so I'm just going to run this truck back up to the shop, and then that 4730 should be done spraying about then, and we'll get that packed up and back up to the yard here. and the planters should both finish right about then with their fields as well. Whoa, we're going way too fast here. And yeah, that's gonna really top off the spring season for us. I mean, we're in the last day of late spring, and so that's gonna wrap up all of our planting this episode. We've got a lot of corn, decent amount of beans out there and planted, and then we're gonna have a little bit of spraying to do. Like I said, we're gonna pick up that new 4940 by custom modding here next episode, and make hopefully short work of some of the spraying, getting a second sprayer going, because we've got, if we look at the map here real quick, most of our beans are sprayed at least once. In fact, this 4730 is done. And so we just need to wrap it up here. The corn spraying, put a final layer on everything, which is gonna make Courseplay come in really handy as we hit all these fields real quick. And then yeah, I expect we'll be able to get all of our spraying done next episode and be set to start to move on towards fall harvest, which I'm really looking forward to getting into on this map. Now that we got some bigger fields and some better tools to help us manage that. So thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series. If you are, drop a like and hit subscribe. That's all for today. Keterk, out.